Good morning. It's 9:01 and it's Tuesday, July 28th, 2026, and we are here for consent agenda review work session. Morning, everyone.
Kevin, I do not have any questions on the consent agenda.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't see anything in there that was too alarming. So we can move on to our work session then. You have anything, Tom?
Sure. Yeah. Let's talk Facebook. I certainly did not expect that post to go viral the way it did. And I don't know if you've, I know you've read the response, Cindy. I don't know if you've had a chance to read the response, if you're okay with that. I have shared that response with others, they're all good with it. It's kind of funny. I'm supposed to chat later with Lisa Karstetter. She's aware of it. She's following it. And she was like, well, we're seeing this everywhere. She wasn't real concerned about it or anything, but I was just concerned, I didn't want it to seem like it was coming from the county commissioners. And that's kind of what the response is to kind of diffuse that, just to make sure they understand. Hey, this is a We Are Counties initiative. It wasn't based on our commissioners saying anything anyway, I just wanted to talk to you guys about that before I got it posted and then see what happens, but anyway, I've taken the spot on social media.
I have not been on Facebook. So is it a We Are Counties Facebook post? Is that the one you did a while back?
No. So I do a new one every Monday, and this one was about data centers, and the haters really chimed in about how bad and evil data centers are, and it was a surprising amount of responses. Most of my We Are Counties responses are that I might get 2 or 3 comments. This one I'm up to like 76 thumbs up, but 80 negative comments. They really just jumped all over it. So it was honestly a little bit surprising. So anyway, so I formulated the response. It's a positive post. It's about, the community partnerships we all have. And I think the post, I've even asked other people, you see anything, in this post that's controversial? And everybody's like, no, it's spot on. But it's just the way people took it. So anyway, so if you get a chance, take a look at the post and then take a look at my response. I know, Kevin, you thought the response was good. I haven't heard from Rob. So anyway, I'd just like to get that response out there so there's a little clarity. You're laughing, Kevin.
I'm just reading the post.
Yeah, no good deed goes unpunished, Tom. So
I have taken the social media spotlight away from everybody here in the county right now. So
well, thank you. No, server farms, there's good and bad, and yeah, it just kind of depends what side of the fence you're sitting on. And I don't think people realize the revenue that it generates, but it also takes power. So yeah, that's a tough one. It's definitely a hot topic. Could get people excited.
I actually find it really interesting to see the sentiment, right? If you wanted a barometer, there you go. You've got one. So
it's definitely heating up.
Yeah, and I really don't think that people understand the amount of property taxes that they pay into the county. They definitely carry Quincy in that area. And when they're building, they generate more sales tax in Quincy than around. So I just think there needs to be some information on really what the good that they do, because we only hear the bad, the very select information that goes out.
Yeah, no, I agree. There's definitely a narrative that's out there right now. And my inner brain told me, as like, because I can post those whenever I want. I don't have to post it in order. And I was reading the post for this Monday morning when I got in, and I was like, I should probably wait on this one. No, it's the next one in line. No, I should probably wait. And next time I'll listen to my inner brain and wait. So, yeah.
You got to consider the sources.
You do. But I just see, it was not an intent to bring any, shade on anybody. So I shared that response also with Annette over at the PUD and yeah, so.
Well, it'd be nice if she could respond with how much water they use.
Yeah.
And the things that they do in the communities.
I used to build those systems and most of them were closed loop systems that didn't use nearly as much water as people think they do. I know that some of the new data centers are using immersion technology, and there's some of that, but there's a responsible and an ethical way to do these things, and that.
Do they, a lot of them have holding ponds where they hold their water?
Some do, yeah,
recirculate it?
some are using air source cooling, and again, an entirely closed loop system. So it's just, and the irony is not lost on me. As I said earlier, that the people who are bashing me are using their phones and Facebook and data centers to, bash the data centers. So, a lot of the modern conveniences that people take for granted are because of the data centers that stuff is going through. So, like anything.
Yep. Chat GPT.
Yeah.
It'll tell you everything you need to know.
That's what I had for you this morning at your work session. That's all. I just wanted to make sure I talked to the commissioners before I posted that.
Okay, I'm just walking in here, but we had a comment from Development Services and Public Works. Maybe we can talk about that.
I actually just reached out to Andy to find out if he is in need of more employees up there to help him get on top of things, or is he missing somebody? Or?
I'll wait for Cindy to come in.
Hey, good morning.
So I'm not, so which I guess I'm not sure of the comment.
Some building permits that are coming
It has to do with the solar farm.
Is this the emails that went back and forth or?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So, talked to Jim a little bit about that yesterday. I think it's a communication breakdown. And I think it's a little bit of a management breakdown. I'm meeting with Jim again tonight and, met with Public Works yesterday to discuss it. Public Works is going over to Development Services today with their development review engineer from that company to talk about process, talk about how this will work. So I think we're handling it, and we'll see how it goes. I'd say give it another week, and we'll see where they're at.
Because we have the planner of the day and downstairs in Development Services, we used to have Public Works kind of I don't think they're engineers, but the Public Works engineer of the day, they were stationed down there. And so when they had questions, they were kind of the liaison between the permit, getting it.
Yeah, and some of this, if we're going to talk about like performance review or anything like that, I'd rather do it in an executive session.
No, it's not
So,
performance review.
yeah,
I think
yeah.
it's just, I don't know if we need to have that individual, if that individual is, because it sounded like when,
I think where we need to start is the communication between the two departments.
okay, but yeah.
Well, yeah, I agree, because there's a lot of issues going on between the two.
Yeah.
My other concern is that Public Works doesn't have enough people to do the job that Kate is doing.
And I think having the development review engineer on board is going to help that, but that still is going to, after that, get that person moving, the position is still open. We're still trying to recruit that engineer, but because we haven't been able to get anybody qualified, they're using this third party. So we're going to continue to recruit for that position, try and get somebody back into Juliana's position. And then we'll get whoever this development review engineer is on board and working with us regularly. So as far as the SmartGov stuff, we've got that taken care of. Public Works will handle the entire administrative side of all comments, permits, sending it out, notes. They will do the input into SmartGov and all that kind of stuff. A development review engineer is there just to get through the review process, get it done, and get it to the Public Works folks so they can keep things moving forward. So yesterday we talked about expediency, we talked about process, and we just need to follow that up with some checks and then do another evaluation of where it is. So give me like a week.
I was out at that development for Jake Jacobson.
Yeah.
Dune Lake Farms. And in the original plans, they called for curbs and sidewalks. For whatever reason, Dave Brand went out there, met with Jacobson, and said, oh, well, let's just not do the curbs and gutters because it's easier for us to plow the roads without curbs and gutters. So you could just do a 5-foot wide walkway of gravel. Fine with that. The problem that there is that you got the road, you have the ditch, and then you have private property. So he wants to put the 5-foot walkway between the private property and the ditch. Who's gonna use a 5-foot wide gravel walkway? It makes
No
zero
sense.
sense.
It makes no sense.
So Cade is, he's going by the plans, what's on the plans, and the agreement that was made between the county and Jake Jacobson, and here we are with a mess.
It is, well, and we have more than that one. We have more messes than just that one, and it's like a giant ball of yarn we gotta unwind.
Well,
Yeah.
we have done that in the golf cart, or by the golf course, because across the street is city, so they have curb, gutter, and sidewalk in the county, which is by like Golf and Country Club. They don't, they just have a road, a ditch, and I don't even think they have a paved walkway, because that
Right.
borrow pit was a problem because some people buried it. So we don't have an interlocal between the cities and the county for developing in UGA. We're supposed to be working on that, I thought, with development regs. So we
Well,
kind
this
of,
one's not in the UGA.
well, we have to have development because someday it will probably be annexed in if it's it's not in the UGA? How can they get the density then?
Good question.
I have a UGA map.
And I got a call.
I'm locked out on my computer. That was my frustration. That I'm like, oh, when you were talking, it wasn't you.
Yeah,
So tired of being locked out of my computer.
What is causing you to always get locked
Okay,
out?
so Rob's fix was they made him an administrator, so he can just log right in. I don't know. But it happens frequently.
I don't know that his problem was different than yours,
Okay.
but they didn't make him an administrator
I think
in order to
just
get
for
past it.
his, okay.
Yeah, so,
I'm
I mean,
not
I can look
sure.
into that. That would
I'm
be.
not sure, but I love it.
I
So
know,
let me
well,
pull
no,
up my
I know
cell
it's a
phone
point of frustration.
As I'm
So-
gonna look at it, but I don't think I can pull up a UGA map in there, but
So the next problem is each one of those lots, the health department says they have to dig a hole for perk tests.
Yeah.
On 175 lots or 169 lots, so that the health department can jump down in that hole and look at the soils and then go to the next one, then go to the next one.
Well, all they're doing, the perk
No.
test, all they're doing is seeing the absorption rate, right? And then sizing.
When we were in the health district, probably 10 years ago, when Jeff was the director, we had a large development that came in and we can do some random, we don't, like, they could, instead of having the property,
Well,
like
that's not what-
individual property
That's
owners,
not what they're telling.
well,
They're telling
They
them
need
you
to
have to
go
dig a
back.
hole for each one of them. We're gonna be here while you're digging these holes, and we're gonna check.
because
each
that's a
hole.
6-foot hole that they've got with a
Yeah.
ramp so they can walk in.
Yeah.
No, they can do some select throughout, and that
Well,
should be,
and that would make sense.
so that's what they
But
did.
then I go to the health department and there's Stephanie's not in. Teresa's not
Well,
in.
we could make that a county department.
So,
It's
so,
currently a district.
so
we need to go
Teresa,
back to Jeff and,
yeah, so Teresa's she's on, but I was emailing back and forth with her yesterday. I'm sure she'd answer an email from me today.
This
if
all
I-
happened late in the day and I haven't.
now I can't
okay.
remember what development it was, but there was a
I'm
large
just gonna
development
go
that
to
came
Steve
in.
and find out.
Instead of each individual
Yeah, no, that makes
the
sense.
developer could do random, and then it was
Yeah.
a marker that they would all be the same.
That
Well,
makes,
and
that
then-
makes sense.
The other comment they made was, while they're doing the development, they're out there digging ditches all throughout the development. But why couldn't they have came out while they had all those ditches open and looked at the soils? It's the same thing they're gonna be doing.
Yeah, but they should just be able to do.
Well, the perk test is pretty specific. I mean, that's been a
A
standard,
6-foot ramp.
a standard test for, I don't know how long.
And I get that, but when you're in a development, the property is all the same.
Yeah.
The dirt's all the same, the gravel's all the same, the rock's all the same in that area. You know, we all know they're gonna be pressurized septic systems. And to make a developer pay for 169
Perk
per
test
test.
Yeah,
is
he
pretty
needs-
ridiculous.
$100 a
Yeah.
piece, 500 for the first one.
Yeah.
I mean, you know,
Well, I think there's some work you could do with the health district there. I think we follow that up with some, I hate to say meetings, but some discussion with the health district and say why. Have them prove why they're doing that. Is there a new regulation? Is there a whack code that's saying you have to do it? Or how come we could do what we were doing before and how come we can't do it now? Is it just a decision on one supervisor's assessment of it, or what's the deal? So.
I was gonna call.
They did
the
have to
state
come
and
to
find
the, visit with the commissioners about it, but, yeah, I mean, not the commissioners, the board members for the health district meeting, but we did talk about this.
out.
That's it.
Kevin, I do listen every now and then to those meetings. It sounds like I don't, I'm just like, oh.
So I think definitely worth following up, but I'm glad you brought that up. So City of Moses Lake reached out to me yesterday. They're wondering what the county is going to do with Kratom or what way we're leaning. So, Othello, yeah.
For Todd, you know that.
Creighton, yeah. So I know that Othello, Warden, Royal City, and another ones have banned it.
I'm just waiting for Barb to get done with our ordinance.
City of Moses Lake is taking it up for their second reading tonight at City Council. Health District has a resolution saying we should ban it. Do you know, is that what direction you're headed?
It's already
Okay.
written up. but
So I can share that with the Assistant City Manager and he can share that at the City Council meeting tonight, that's where the county is going.
We need to get with Barb and find out where she's at with it.
Okay, all right.
I know she had some things that she was following up on, and then I was gonna bring it back to us, but.
Okay.
then it's-
3361
Oh, I thought it was 3301. What was
or
it?
3301. Yeah, 3361 just gets you direct to Joe. So
Sorry, I don't want to be rude.
don't be.
It just happened yesterday. Hi, this is Cindy Carter. Can you unlock my computer?
Can you just Teams her and see if she's here?
If she can just give us an update on where we're at.
Yeah, have her chime in real quick. And I'll follow up with Public Works on other stuff. Again, I'm meeting with Jim about it today. Met with Public Works yesterday.
I just feel like
There's,
it's overwhelmed, and there's things that have gone on. I mean, I've got a couple other issues that I'm having with them.
Yeah.
That don't make sense.
can you just shorten them into little bullet points and send it to me?
I'm on.
Yeah, if you could do that this morning, and I'll make sure I follow up on that.
Elections, apparently, I haven't been online personally, but I was informed this morning that the election screen is frozen. And I called Joe, and he said it's in good hands. Washington State is taking care of that, the elections, so.
Yeah.
Apparently it's just froze. It's on.
Yeah, if it's the state computer, we can't touch
Yeah,
it.
that's what Joe said, so I
Yeah.
was just passing that on. I need to run upstairs, and he said, run upstairs and let him know.
Okay,
Okay, now that I'm on, the election, sorry, I'm like,
yeah.
now that I'm on, let me look at the UGA.
Any response from,
Yeah, so it would have been nice if it was in the UGA, we could have connected to the city sewer.
Well, just because you're in the UGA doesn't mean
Yeah.
it's at a later date that they'll let you connect. You just have we're supposed to have like the city and then the UGA area, we're supposed to have development regulations. And Damien kind of used those even though we didn't have a signed interlocal agreement, but we didn't always require curb, gutter, and sidewalks. They could become at a later date, but the property owner would be responsible for it if it.
even when the jail was brought into the UGA, still had to have a developer's agreement with the city for us to get those services, so whoever's developing in the UGA is gonna have to have some kind of an agreement with whoever, whatever city and whatever municipality is
Now they're
providing.
on Apple, then.
The frustrating part is we're supposed to be doing things environmentally friendly.
Yeah.
They have a sewer line that runs right through the property. we're being environmentally friendly. Why aren't we hooking up to their sewer and paying them?
But would the city allow us, see, I don't think
Well,
the city
and
is
that's
gonna,
the problem.
Well, I think it depends on where it is. So, and I'll just, and I don't know all of the ins and outs of this, but I can tell you, like, when the fairgrounds, okay, when we put the fairgrounds on sewer, one of the biggest concerns for the city was the impact on the Dunes waste treatment plant, because it's a smaller treatment plant, and they were worried about the volume. That's why our wastewater discharge permit is based on the, anytime we go over 10,000 gallons in a 24-hour period, or no more than like 100,000 gallons, I can't remember what it is a year. When we first started and we couldn't get the flow station dialed in, it was giving us false numbers. The city was going to tell us to create our own waste treatment plant at the fairgrounds, because they thought we were having such a negative impact. After the first and second fairs, they did tell us, they said, yeah, we saw like zero impact at the waste treatment plant, which made them, that brought the comfort level back, and everything's been good ever since. But so they do have those concerns. They have to think about the size of the waste line, the volume going into it, whether it's a single house or an entire development. When we did the jail, we sized that sewer just to be good partners for an entire development of over 200 homes, so that they wouldn't have to worry about this exact thing.
Right.
They got a sewer and water main that was supporting an entire development down there.
okay. Is it Young Road and Viewmont? I think it's in the UGA. It's in the UGA.
That's the funny thing.
It's in the UGA. These aren't, but these are. Isn't that?
So
Oh, Dune Lake Road.
I think they're developing that piece right there.
Okay, so that is not
That's
in
the
the
piece they're developing
UGA.
right now.
Okay. That's not in the UGA, but the purple is,
Right.
okay. So that's weird they can get the density.
They're large, they're fairly large.
Oh,
lots.
okay.
I didn't see
Are
the
they-
size of the lots, but you
okay.
said they're larger lots.
Well, that's probably why, okay.
I don't know.
But we can take it to the health district and remind them that they gave that allowance.
Well, I'm gonna go to the state and find out exactly what we can and can't do. So that I know. So when I do talk to Stephanie, I know what I'm talking about.
Again, we could make the health district a health department. And then we would have better collaboration with building planning.
So, didn't they used to be?
It used to be right next to you.
I know. And then they were over in your building.
But as long as I've been here, they've been a district. And we've had, when Leroy Allison left, we had a motion on the floor to make it a district and we never voted on it.
A
I mean, we
department,
just left it that way, but we still have the ability
to make it a department.
a department. You just have a little
Well-
more control. And it actually saves the district more money because you don't have your accountant, you don't have their own HR.
Wouldn't that be a massive hit on current expense though? Because that would change, because right now they're not a current expense department, correct?
Correct. They would have they're kind of like New Hope and Renew. They would
Oh,
have their
okay.
own funding source. We don't.
Yeah.
Well, we give them 180,000. Or 180,000 a year. And we provide them a building and we provide the maintenance on that building
Oh,
and
yeah.
we provide
Oh, yeah.
the upkeep on that. So it really wouldn't be maybe a little more work with accounts payable, but we're still our payroll, they get payroll through the county.
I'm gonna have space coming available soon. I don't know how much space they need, but if I could fit all of the public defenders up onto the third floor of the annex, I could put them right back where they came.
I think.
We'd come full circle,
They
Cindy.
need a little more, I think they need a little more, and they did have 2 locations, they have
Yeah.
Moses Lake and in here,
Yeah.
I think for savings, but. And we've asked if we could have one person put in. but
Development
they-
services,
Yeah,
yeah.
but they tell us all the files and everything, but with electronic,
Yeah,
everything
everything's
should
electronic.
be,
Should be.
but maybe we could use our, some of our grant money to, not grant money, but we have recording dollars that we can use. A couple $100,000, isn't that in historical grant preservation, that we could literally, Damien's used it, Barbara's used it for scanning things. We could use it to help scan stuff in so that they could split their office.
Possibly, yeah. So anyway, so if you could get like a little bulleted list, and the sooner the better, I can follow up on the rest of them, but I will follow up and get back to the board and
Okay.
discuss this more. I know it's a issue.
I'm just trying to figure out a way to help them.
Yeah.
Maybe on top of things, especially when I see where somebody signs off on an approach permit, that they don't do their due diligence and check the parcel number to see if the actual owner who has filled out their approach permit is the owner of the property.
Yeah.
And they sign off on it.
Understood.
Creates a huge problem.
It does.
No, good enough for government work.
Or with the government, we're here to help.
All right, 9:27, we'll go into recess until 9:30.
The meeting over there.
So, yeah, we have to have a conversation. Snafu hiccup on your evidence accreditation thing.
Good morning, it's 9:32 and we are here for our sheriff's office update.
So,
We'll hang on until Cindy gets back.
okay.
A snafu on our accreditation.
Yeah, well, yeah,
Just gonna go
I'll
into
wait
recess
until,
Cindy gets back.
I'll wait until Cindy gets back.
On hold until Cindy gets back.
Okay.
All right, it's 9:33 and we're back in session.
Okay, so I spoke with, Joey called me on I think it was Thursday or Friday.
Mm.
And was talking about the evidence security stuff. So, and I had asked him, I said, so it's required? And he goes, yeah, he was worried about the cost. And he wasn't sure how to go about, telling these companies to go forward. And I said, well, if it's a requirement, I said, we missed it and we'll pay for it with jail funds or whatever, but you're gonna have to pick one of those and go ahead. If it's just for accreditation though, my understanding now is that that's a voluntary option. It's not required to get evidence open. It's not required to have you guys operating in there. Or is it absolutely required by like law, I guess?
Yeah, it's absolutely required by law. The accreditation standards are one thing. Having an evidence room or an evidence building, or in some cases, the INET evidence impound yard up there, it's all evidence. Evidence has to be secured, has to be under, there's certain drugs, for instance, have to be behind 2 locked doors. Firearms have to be behind 2 locked doors. There has to be an alarm system on it. The things that are accreditation standards would be, no, I don't think smoke is accreditation. That's part of the law as well. Moisture control, just stuff like that. But an evidence room has to have an alarm system on it. There's just, that's why I had the reaction I did. I'm like, we've had an alarm system on our evidence room for 30 years.
So you have to understand though, there's a lot of stuff in the sheriff's office that was done without any of us ever even knowing about it. When Corey was hired, and this is not a knock, don't take
Right.
it the wrong way.
Right, right.
A lot of things were done without any of us ever having knowledge of it. So
Yeah.
I didn't know you had it. I mean, I never go in there. Why would I? So, and as,
Didn't
and
know we
all
had
the
an alarm
various,
system on there?
in the evidence room, I wouldn't have, I don't have authorization to go in there. I wouldn't even think to ask or
Right,
even
right,
go in
right,
there.
right, right, right.
So,
Yeah.
so,
So we have, so that the board and you are aware, currently, kind of along with us moving up to there, currently, the sheriff's office has an evidence room inside the old sheriff's office. Two of the back rooms of the sheriff's office are secured by alarm systems to store drug evidence and firearms. There's an extra building, the annex building that's kind of inside the fence lot over here. You know what I'm talking about?
yeah, yeah.
That is an evidence room that has an alarm system on it, and it's behind two locked doors. The old county shop down there is an evidence storage facility that is behind three locked doors, has an alarm system on it. And then the sheriff's office also has the impound storage yard that we lease, that is also behind a locked gate, a locked door. It has an alarm system on it as well. I would have never thought that I thought everybody knew about all this stuff.
Mm-mm.
I just
Sorry, I
took it
mean,
for
I
granted
just
that,
knew about the one.
yeah, I just took
Yeah.
it for granted that everybody knew that our evidence rooms were locked up and yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So all three of those locations are gonna be up there
yeah.
after
We're
the end of
just,
August. Okay.
Yeah.
so when I kind of came into when I was appointed by the sheriff, I wasn't part of any of that stuff, but this new jail build, the way it was always explained to me was this is kind of the county's way of consolidating our resources to one central location, everything being in the same place. So that's where I take that. And then once Tracy Hill left the sheriff's office, I became the supervisor of evidence. And that's been my take on the whole thing, is that we are going to take everything to one central location so that there's no more of these leasing of buildings, no more of these
Right.
evidence custodians having to drive across town to
Yeah,
get to
yeah,
one.
and that's all
Well,
just part of it.
maybe.
Yeah, that was just all part of it. Yeah, that was,
Hopefully
the
we
consolidation was part of it. A lot of it was, even before you took over with Tom Jones, was just conversations about what kind of a facility do you want?
Yeah.
And that's where a lot of that was driven from.
yeah.
So, yeah,
But as far
so,
as evidence goes, that's been my understanding, we're everything into one central location. And so
with enough room.
I had
So-
no idea that nobody knew that it was alarmed.
No, and I guess, yeah, that was but it looks like there is no RCW. It is governed by agency policy, local county ordinances, and professional accreditation guidelines. That's where,
To have an alarm system on there?
no, the structure and daily operations requirements for a sheriff's office evidence room. And that's where they're governed by. No, I'm just trying to figure out what are the actual rules? Because
So there's no
our
RC,
engineers
you're
should
saying
know.
there's no RCW or
I
WAC
can't
that
find- yeah, if you
requires
could find
us to
that.
have an alarm? Yeah, I will look
I
it
just
up.
said the rules. No,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
just trying to find them.
Yeah.
Because our engineers, our architects, they're usually pretty good about doing a little research. And so I'm not saying
Yeah.
we don't care.
Yeah.
We
Oh,
just somehow dropped
I
the
know.
ball on that one, and just sometimes some internal information that wasn't transferred to somebody else.
Mhm.
This is what happened, and we're at this $130,000, let's fix this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Or do we just leave the evidence where it's at? I'd
So
like to fix it.
part of that would work. Part of that would work if we decided to just leave it where it's at. Any of the county-owned pieces, we're terminating a lease with the folks that own the INET impound. I think Commissioner Burgess
Monitors.
is aware of that, because we do have that. I mean, if this is the opportunity or if this is the time that the commission would like us to maintain all of that, I mean, it still gives me a month in advance notice to give people.
But that has its own negative impacts, you know?
I mean, built a building
Yeah.
to take care of this issue.
Yeah,
How much are we gonna save by having everything over there and not paying leases for property that
Eventually, it's gonna catch up, right? So,
Well, yeah, I mean, does it make
So,
sense for us to lease
Are there
property?
guidelines that we can look at and?
I will find out. I
Okay.
mean, it's been this way for 30 years. There's been an alarm system on on the sheriff's office evidence room for over 30 years. I didn't come to the meeting prepared to.
Okay, no.
Well, and I didn't-
I didn't mean to blindside you.
So I have
Yeah,
to
look,
me, I know there's certain accreditation standards for evidence, but maybe I just assumed that because it's always been locked, it's always been alarmed. So I probably misspoke when I said it's law, because I mean, it's common sense would tell me it's
Well,
gotta be
but it
somewhere.
was, we just need to find it.
I'll
so
find
we
it.
know
I'll
what
find it
we're-
for you and have it by this afternoon, for
Because I
sure.
think part of the problem is that you need your own security system,
Mhm.
like camera system that is separate from.
Not necessarily cameras, because we only have one camera on our evidence right now, and that's inside the actual evidence room. What we need is doors that have sensors on them. We need doors with sensors. As far as the outside areas up there, we would make it to be comparable, if not better, than what we got at our current impound facility that monitors movement, because all of the cars that we store are pieces of evidence. We don't have, even the new building doesn't have a building that's big enough to put all evidence inside and then just alarm the doors. We have to have some sort of perimeter alarm system that tells us if somebody climbs fences and gets inside there to try to manipulate evidence.
Okay.
I apologize for not being ready. For
No,
this.
no, no,
this is
I would have come
So
completely
this building
prepared.
down here, is it county, is it a county building, or are we leasing it?
The one
it's a county building
Yeah.
on the street.
old county shop.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
That's
that
the old
AC
EM, it's the old
not
EM warehouse. And
It used to be
It's-
Public Works years ago.
That's what I thought.
That was a storage.
and we don't want to be using that building. It's a really old and dilapidated building. So.
Well, it'd be nice to-
I know I guess let me throw this out there as the project manager for that project, right? We had a miss on this, and I know it's an expensive fix. I would advocate that we do the fix,
Oh, I agree.
and select, in my conversation with Joey, selecting, the right company to do it is, what we want to do, but, and I'm not sure what you guys decided on that, but.
So I'll let the board know. So when the time came for us to start, when the building was done and stuff was ready to be selected, I reached out to both the current company that does our alarm monitoring, and then it was suggested to me that the company that wired this new building Convergent, that's their name.
Yeah.
That they do the exact same thing. And so our evidence custodians met with both the representatives of both of those companies up at the new build and walked them around and showed them the evidence areas, showed them what we currently got, told them what we currently got, and then asked them to submit proposals. The company that we currently have monitoring our stuff, APS
or APS.
Yeah, APS or something like that. It's a company out of Tri-Cities. Within a week, he had a bid. Convergent, on the other hand, had several different reasons why they couldn't get around to doing it. And even currently, I don't have an official bid from him, but he did send me an email when I told him I needed something that said he would probably be in the neighborhood of the 160s somewhere.
Yeah.
And that's when I called the sheriff, because I was down on another fire. That's when I called the sheriff and said, we need to get moving on this. Our lease expires August 31st, and they need time to be able to install stuff. So that's when he must have called you.
Yeah, he called me, and then I want to touch on that a little bit. So between the two companies, so we're familiar with both these companies, and yes, Convergent. I would, with this caveat, I would say this with the experience he's had. Both of the companies are slow. They may have gotten you a bid in time, But both companies are slow, and I would invite you to talk to the folks at Renew about the response period for APS since they're in that building. They are very frustrated and have been for a long time. And they don't really want to work with them anymore because of the exact same experience you had with Convergent. So, so you're kind of trying to pick the lesser of two evils with them. Convergent, even though, you know, that they are a little bit more expensive and they're the company we currently contract with, they do have really high security standards. I'm sure APS does as well. So it's a difficult choice to make. And I'm sorry that you had that experience with Convergent because you shouldn't have.
Yeah.
But both companies are kind of like that. And again, I feel bad for the miss because I feel like we should have known. And I'm not pointing a finger. I'm just saying I wish we had known, you know, because we wouldn't be here today. And then the reason this came up today and you're blindsided, which I didn't mean to do, was when I talked to Joey, I said, hey, I'll talk to the commissioners on my update Monday morning. I'll bring this up, kind of grease the skids for you. But then the question came up about accreditation. And so then your update was today. So it just organically flew to today, man.
Yeah,
So.
no problem. Yeah, just wish I was prepared. Otherwise, I would.
It's a pop quiz. It's a pop quiz.
Yeah,
Sorry
hey.
about that.
Well, yeah. Aside from that,
Sorry.
yeah.
You just can be done. You're like.
yeah, aside from that, so the courtroom cameras for like video court, they're all installed at the new facility.
Good deal.
It's installed. The jail population or the jail staff, they are trying to work out a few more of the bugs with TS and everybody else. They're talking to the courts, but before we start involving a whole lot more of the stakeholders, we're trying to work out any of the other kinks that are in there.
Sure.
Before we reach out to them, and then it looks like complete shambles. So that's going really well. Before right as I was pulling into the parking lot, Chief Coates called me and said that there's something on the itinerary for you guys that you'll be having a meeting about on 1 o'clock today for not concessions, what consent, excuse me. There's something about the jail camera stuff. He's willing to discuss it. He'll be here at 1 o'clock for
1 o'clock is actually our budget
Okay.
and finance.
Oh, okay.
So I think you want the 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
That's probably what he meant.
Okay.
He'll be
Signing the digital intergovernmental agreement and also requesting purchase new software for inmates' TVs.
Yeah.
In the new jail.
Yeah, Chuck Coates will be here for that because he put it on the consent and said that he would be here. But to let you guys know that if you had any questions about it, he'll be here to answer any questions you may have.
That's at 11.
At 11. What's that?
That's at 11.
Yeah. Looks like we already talked about security for evidence.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, the jail move is still, it's looking like it's still going around the same time. We're preparing for that. Our staff is up there training again today. We want to make sure that the staff is completely comfortable with this new building so that they are ready for those doors to be open. And the move is going to be very challenging, but I think we've got a handle on it. We've been preparing for this for quite some time. We're not going to publicize any dates of when we're going to do it or the time that we're going to do it, just so that people don't know that we're physically moving inmates from one place to another. You guys have any questions on any of that? Okay.
No.
We'll let you know when it's done. Essentially. I think that's about it. Joey did mention that he had talked to you guys about that he was asking for some new positions for the jail.
For right now, we're just waiting to see. Maybe today we'll have some budget numbers, but we really don't know where we're at.
He wanted me to bring it up only if you guys had any questions, any more questions about any of that. Sounds like you're waiting
Not on your side.
some numbers.
Well, I think, and I think, so we had a meeting, Commissioner Burgess, myself, Sheriff Crete, and Phil Coates, the day that they were driving over to I think, see somebody graduate as a new corrections.
Vancouver.
Yeah. So they were in our car and Will Rutherford was on the line and we were going over the numbers.
Mhm.
And I think at the end of that call, the indication from Sheriff Crete was that he wanted to have another meeting in person and go over those numbers again. So, and I think
Okay.
that's what we were going to try and schedule. So.
Okay. Well, I will tell his assistant to get something on the books and work with Caitlin to get Joey's schedule aligned with a schedule for you guys. And sounds like you'll have to get Will and yourself on.
Yeah, Will make himself available, and I will too. I mean,
Yeah.
we understand the time.
Okay.
So.
Gary, how many buildings are you guys gonna be terminating your leases on as far as?
2.
Just the 2?
Yeah, we have one down on A Street in the Berkshire Industrial Complex.
What's the lease amount on that one? Like 2,400, 4,000, something like that?
Honestly, Kevin, I don't know.
I think it's just a little over 3.
Grand.
Yeah.
So we're saving roughly $4,500.
I-
Between 4,500
No, the
and
INET.
5,000 a
For
month.
the INET.
Yeah, the one down in the industrial complex was occupied by INET, major crimes detectives, and then our spec ops group, which would be our ORV, our boats, training.
Right?
Oh, and the motor traffic unit as well.
I think I had a prior email about this. I'll search for it and I can send it to you, but I think we were at about, it was like 60 or 65 grand a year that we were saving
Yeah, that's-
in lease fees between the two. But I'd have to go back and find that
Sounds
email.
about right.
So, but we had
Yeah.
checked on them, so.
so I mean, 2 years of not paying those leases, we'll pay for the
This
security
yeah,
system
yeah.
we need up
Yeah.
there.
Well, I
Easily.
just want to make sure we're doing it correctly. Whatever security we put in,
Yeah.
it is, we've got the rules on what
Yeah.
is needed, so.
And I would just invite you or ask you to have talk to Kevin about who to talk to at Renew and just have a conversation about that company and just get both sides.
I think I've heard from Kevin kind of on the side that
Okay.
there has been issues with Convergent, but there's also issues with the current company we have. So.
I just
mean,
want to help you make the most informed decision.
I was, to be as frank as possible, I asked APS to get me a formal, essentially addendum to our current contract that we have with them, because we currently have a contract with APS for our monitoring now. So to move forward with the new building would just require an addendum to a current contract. So, and this was all, the way it was explained and laid out to me, this is all kind of helps us with the RFP process to avoid having to do it, because Convergent is already a part of that building up there, and it could be their contract could be rolled into the current existing one. And then the same thing with APS. Theirs could just be an addendum into a current contract. So it avoided us having to go through the RFP process. My reasoning for asking for an addendum from APS was a conversation like this. It's the cheaper of the 2 versions that we're currently using. So I figured that the board would appreciate being $35,000 less, which I'm sure you do. But I appreciate you saying, the added expense might be worth it.
I just, like I said, I want you to make the most informed decision.
My only worry would be if we're looking at time, on the time that it's taken Convergent to even give me, I haven't even got a formal bid. Would they be up to the task of completing this by the time we need to get out of that lease?
I think they probably could.
The rest of the stuff I'm not worried about. It's getting the stuff out of the current INET impound. Because I have cars in there from fatal collisions that we have to still maintain evidence control on. And I have several cars that were from search warrants, homicides, evidence cars that have to be locked up.
Right, and we've already given notice.
And sadly, I have to look at these companies. So we have 2 different industries that we have this problem with. Audio-visual industry as well, as we've tried to find companies that can take care of the audio-visual stuff, cameras and all that tech. Every company you work with, you think you found the right company, and then 3 months down the road, you're going, I got to find another company.
Yeah.
And security is like that, and this, this is like that. So it's just one of those deals where you're just trying to pick the company you really want to have a long relationship with. So,
Well, I'll make some phone calls when I get back to my office today and tell the representative from Convergent I need something a little bit more than just email telling me a rough price.
I tell them flat out, you're fixing to have the door shut on you.
Yeah, I will.
You don't have an extra day, so.
Yeah. That's all I got.
Gary, I hope you don't feel like we were attacking you.
No,
We're just
not
trying
at
to
all.
figure out this.
No, I'm disappointed in myself for not knowing the answers because I should have already known those things. But I also kind of took it for granted that having an alarm system, that everybody knows that the sheriff's office has an alarm system on the evidence room.
Well, and I think some of that, I could say I'm disappointed in myself as well for not knowing that, but at the same time, a lot of us that even enter your office have to go through the yearly CJIS training, so a lot of people don't even go in there.
Yeah.
And a lot of people
CJIS.
aren't,
Yeah.
but you know what I mean, though.
Do the CJIS training, so they
Well,
avoid us.
but point being is a lot of us, we walk in there to like meet with you or meet with Joey,
Mhm.
We don't ever walk back into where your patrol guys are, we don't even know those back rooms are back. I think as a matter of fact, I went and toured this space with Kevin last week and I was like, I didn't even know this room existed. We just don't have a reason to go back there, so we don't think about it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, there's a lot of spaces that most people probably don't realize that they exist.
And Gary, Kevin and I are in situations all the time where we have no idea what people are asking.
Yep.
And we are over it and we're
Oh.
like, we'll have to do the research and get back to you. Every
Yeah.
single day, there is
Yep.
something that I'm like, I have no
Yep.
idea what this
Well,
rule or what you're talking about, but
I-
I will by the end of the day.
I will get the board the reason for the alarm systems. Maybe there isn't one, but if it's just accreditation standard, then I could see where the board is concerned with this being a U problem. If it's not, I think it's we still need to move forward,
Yeah,
I think,
well, we wanna
with
do it
what
right, too.
what
We
we're
wanna
planning
do
on
it
doing
right.
it right, yeah. So,
It was just kind of a like, oops. We thought we turned over every stone for that new jail. We hired everybody that we.
Yeah,
But these things happen.
yeah, so the only thing I can guess is that I think at least from my perspective, and maybe even the sheriff's office perspective, going into this new jail or this new build up there, that we just presumed that everybody understood we still have to put an alarm system on there. Just because the jail is occupied 24 hours a day doesn't necessarily mean our evidence system or our evidence areas are. And so it might have just been a lack of communication between the sheriff's office and the board and Tom of saying, well, we still have this to do. We still have this to do. We still have this to do.
Well, and if you think about 189,000 square feet, 3 buildings, a jail, purpose-built, evidence, all of the various systems, we were thinking about a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
If this is our worst miss, it's not the worst. It's expensive, and I get that. But if this is the worst miss that came out of this on
we're still doing pretty
$132 million bucks, it's
We're doing good. Right on. Well, I appreciate it. I'll get you guys some answers by this afternoon on why. So that way you're aware of the why. Would you like me to send the answer, the reasoning to Caitlin? And then she can distribute it to you
Yeah,
guys?
you can send it either way.
That
Okay.
works.
Sounds good to me.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
No, we learn something every day. Every day we learn something. Now we
That's
know
right.
why.
Okay,
Well,
thank you.
thank you.
Thanks, Gary.
You bet.
Have a
Enjoy
great
the rest
day.
of your day.
I
Yeah,
always
he's like,
do.
no, I'm gonna go
I
over there
always
and
do,
do
Kevin.
research on this.
I'm gonna follow you out and
Look
chat
into
about something else.
perplexity. If you have perplexity.
Morning.
How are you guys?
How are you?
Okay.
Good morning. It's 10 o'clock. We're here with our human resources update. We'll do open forum for public comment, 5-minute time limit, human resources related topics only. There's no one in the room and 6 participants.
Yes, two of them are us. You have 4 attendees online. So for those online, if you have any public comment for human resources related topics, please raise your hand via Zoom and I will give you the ability to unmute.
Good morning.
Good
All
morning.
you, Cora.
Okay, item 2, labor relations. I don't have any updates for you today. Item 3, no updates. Item 4, New Hope. Everyone is back to work. If you need more details than that, we'll need to go into executive session, but they are fully staffed again.
Okay.
Item number 5, renew. We have 2 positions that were brought forth yesterday, both part-time. One, the peer support request for a half-time part-time employee. And then one crisis intervention specialist. It's a new position at 3/4 times. Is the board prepared to make a decision
Yeah, I'm good with
on
that.
this?
I'm okay with that.
Okay. We also have an SUDP, which is a substance use disorder professional position as a backfill that they would like to do.
Yes.
Okay. Development Services is requesting to backfill the building safety specialist position. They recently received a resignation. So that one needs requesting that.
Okay.
And then
Yes.
we still have the sheriff's 4 deputies.
Yeah, I think we're gonna set up a meeting with the sheriff's office and
Okay,
Hopefully next week, yeah.
continue to hold that one. Hand you these.
so on our development services, was it a newer employee or a long-term? employee?
Long-term.
Okay, retirement or,
No, just
okay, moving on.
has been looking
Okay,
elsewhere for quite a while, so. Item 6, budget finance compensation. Last week I brought forward an annual leave payout request. Board asked to hold for a week. I do have figures for that request, dollar amounts. But again, the request was to pay out the full 320 hours of annual leave. And policy says 240.
and we've never
I don't
paid
have
from that.
anything that says that we've paid
Okay.
out more than. I could ask payroll if they have any history of that, but I don't know that it's ever been paid out more than the 240.
I wonder if we address that in policy, if it would, I mean, I'm in that boat, right? I need to take time.
Me
Okay.
too.
But it should probably be in policy that, if when you retire, resign, change, whatever, if you have more than 240 hours, you're only getting paid out up to this amount.
Well,
We
it
do have
does,
it in policy.
yes,
It
it
is.
does, it does
It's
say
sad.
that
That's kind
for,
of where,
that
and that's where I'm
240 is
just
the
making
top.
sure that, that's where we always get in trouble is when we deviate from policy.
Sure,
And
sure,
then
sure.
it just
Sure.
Right.
gives access to
Okay.
everything else.
Yeah, because then somebody
So-
else finds out about it, then they expect the same thing.
Yeah.
I mean,
And it's gonna be a unique
I think
position where they were busy. I mean, I could see if this were something to be allowed, this would be a situation, but again, I don't wanna open the door.
Right.
So-
No, that's okay. Yeah, it is in policy that it's the 240 maximum will be cashed
So
out
I would
upon.
say, yeah, I'm really thinking about this. Being a policy for a reason.
Stick to policy, okay?
I better start taking my vacation time.
better get on it.
Well, and then that, I mean, it does lead to the conversation is is that 240 what the board wants to stick with, or is the board interested in making an adjustment to non-bargained employees who leave? Maybe that, I don't know where the 240 came from. You know, is that something the board wants to stick with? Or does the board want to make an adjustment to the policy that says if you use 40 hours in a year of your annual leave, you can cash out a certain amount, so you're under that 240. And then each year, we have that in some bargaining unit labor agreements, but, so there's options.
Yeah, no, I think we should just stay with the 240 right now, and then I think everybody is aware of the 240. It's a number we've had forever.
Yes, yeah.
And everybody's aware of it. They know if they're gonna retire or move on, that they can somehow utilize it, or,
They need to use their time.
yeah, kind of use it or lose it. Sounds
Yeah.
cruel, but
And in this case, it was, given the circumstances, and the amount of work with the implementation of Clemmer, the person making the request feels like she just wasn't able to take any vacation time, so. But I provided you with my recommendation, and again, that's, you know, you open the door on a policy, everybody will be asking for more, so.
So, is there any policy that she couldn't cash out those additional hours?
We don't have any language in policy for cash out at this time, which is why I brought up, is that policy language change something that the board wants to entertain?
well,
Look into
I
it.
think when we've had some discussion earlier, it's like there's vacation for a reason, so that people can kind of balance out their work life, their home life,
Yes.
and take time off. And trying to make sure we,
Can I offer
Nope.
a different perspective, potentially different? And I know that in my personal experience with others that I've worked around, sometimes taking time off just isn't feasible. And there's more work that's created when you do take time off. So some people don't feel like that's possible. I totally hear what you're saying, and I think most people want to take the time off. It's just, they kind of have to map out, is it worth it? You know, and the perspective from some may be that it's not, I hate saying this,
Not
and
fair.
but I'm gonna say it anyway, that it's not fair that I have so much work, I can't take time off, and it's sort of being punished. I can't cash it out. But again, the other perspective is, as an employer, that's a financial risk, and you want to keep it low and minimize it, so I get it. It's
well,
just
hang
that
on
for
to
some
that for
people-
another week, and we will let Rob come back.
The question is did they earn it?
Right,
Did
and
they
they
earn it?
did,
Because they did.
right.
And you're just
And
taking
our-
that from them.
And our
And
leave
they earned it.
policies are very generous.
They are.
I know somebody who's worked here for 20 years, and they're accruing 12 hours of pay period. That's like a full day. That's 26 days in a year. It's a long time.
Yeah.
So it just,
Some of us take leave and work anyway.
I know,
Because we're
Tom,
done.
leave your phone, leave your phone.
'cause
Guilty,
there's so much work.
guilty as charged.
Guilty as charged.
I take a vacation day, but then quietly work at home.
Discretionary effort.
Discretionary for you, so.
Yeah.
So Cindy, I heard you say hold one
Let's
more
wait
week.
till Rob, did Rob call in?
I haven't seen them.
Kevin, what say ye? Hold another week, or?
Yes, please.
Okay.
We may have done this in the past. Somebody in payroll might know.
Yeah, I will follow up with
Okay.
payroll. Yep,
Okay.
just wrote a
I will
note
shoot
for
a
myself.
text Then, thank you.
Well, like I say, this is a unique circumstance. So
It is. It is,
you get to punish somebody for the situation that we're in.
yeah. Well, and then the other big question is, does that office have the funding to pay that out? Because from what policy says versus the request, it is a $6,000 difference, so. And,
I guess we should find that out as well.
yeah,
We'll look into it.
Compensation Connections, they are scheduled to present to the board next Tuesday during the HR update. Caitlin, if you wouldn't mind making a special note on my agenda for next week that they will be presenting. That will mostly be the topic unless I have some other little things, but if you could add that just so it's advertised, that'd be great. Item 7, recruitment, year to date. We've had 84 requests to hire. Increases in staffing numbers, we've had 33 FTE total, 19 were seasonals. 5 positions have been put on hold and 9 have been approved to hire.
Can I ask a dumb question?
You sure can.
I know that in facilities, 2 of those are being hired in at bands lower than what they were funded for. Do we have a metric on that? So we kind of understand that even though we're replacing folks, we might be replacing them at a lower rate as
We just kind of leave them in the budget, and that's kind of a budget in case we have to do a payout to the employee leaving. We just kind of left
it's
it.
just curious to know. It's
Yeah.
not that critical. You're looking at me like, don't you ask that. That's okay. I didn't ask that. Never mind.
We'll have a conversation, but yes, we would like to have, in your case, maintenance 4.
Yeah.
And, come in and be able to do all of the things.
Well, it would just be interesting as we had a hiring freeze and, we have PMR because we have to understand the impact on the budget. It's might be good to know if it was a good enough number, right? If it made an impact that, we hired this many people, but they're all at, or this percentage is at a lower rate. So the impact is not as great as it could have been.
Right.
I think most of these new hires are outside
my
of current
point.
expense. It'll be renew, and then the fire marshal's office.
Yeah, I think that is the
And again, we've got to look at numbers, so
only
yeah, they've got to be able to
position,
sustain that.
new position. The rest are renew.
And I think we're just being hesitant about the sheriff's office. Don't want to put new employees in and then find out, wait, hang on.
I think we have to have another meeting about that.
Yeah. Which, Caitlin, if you'll make sure I'm attached to that meeting. And that's what I have for you today. Do you have anything for us?
Yeah, I just want some clarification on the item number 4. And so maybe just 5 minutes to kind of.
You got it.
Okay. 5 minutes.
Yep. Should,
We're gonna go
and it will
into
be review of a
Personnel
disciplinary matter. We're gonna go into recess or
we can go to recess.
We're gonna go into executive session for 5 minutes, coming out at 10:19 for RCW 42.30.1101F. Personnel disciplinary matter. It is 10:19. We are out of executive session. No decisions were made.
Anything further from the board for us today?
Oh, I think that's it.
Okay.
So sorry to bring this other one back, but yeah, if you reach out to payroll, and
Yep, I will. Not a problem.
I hate to keep kicking things down the road, but I just think it's important to have all 3 commissioners in here too.
Yep,
I
I
don't see him.
respect that.
He's probably here and I'm like, oh, sorry.
Oh. Okay, well, thank you.
All right. Go into recess for 11.
Patient aspect of it.
Good morning. It is 11 a.m. and we are here for our commissioners meeting. I'll call the meeting to order. Open forum for public input, 3 minutes per person, 15-minute time limit. And we have Jerome in the room who'd like to say something.
I was listening in this morning on your discussions, and one of the things I'd like to address is the perk perk testing, you said?
Yeah.
You know, you're considering trying to work it into where you could have when the developers are putting in their main water lines or whatever, use that. I would say that that's a good idea, and I'd also like to see it if you're gonna do that, to also have that for individuals out in the country that are doing the same thing. If they have to put in a line for a power line that's gonna be 3 foot deep, no reason they couldn't put it a little deeper in one place so they could get a lay of the land, so to speak.
Sure.
The other thing was you're talking about working together with some other Eastern Washington counties for public defense.
Yes.
I think that's an excellent idea. It'd be a good way to save some bucks potentially.
I want to take that to a meeting on Friday in Davenport and see how well it's received.
I hope it's received very well. Thank you.
Thanks, Cheryl.
Thanks, Jerome. So I'm just gonna just make a little follow-up comment. Jerome, we had some discussion this morning about a developer who, I don't know how many lots are in this development, but the health district wanted each parcel to do a kind of the 6 foot soil when they're doing their soil test.
179 lots,
How many?
179 lots or something,
179 lots. Thank you, Jerome.
whatever it was.
And with, in previous board meetings, a Board of Health developer came and talked to, I believe, Jeff Tutchell, when he was the director. They were able to do a few around throughout the property instead of the 179. And that gave them the report of the soil test for all of the parcels, so that portion was already done. So that's kind of the follow-up on that. So thank you, Jerome.
Jim, do you have anything this morning?
No, I thought there might be a discussion around Tom's post on data centers. So
We just talked about
We
first thing this
discussed it all
morning.
morning.
you did? Okay, so you've already put that to bed.
Yeah.
I was just going to speak to any questions there might be in and around data centers. I mean, they're predominantly in the city of Quincy, as we all well know. And it is a lively debate, but we have one data center in all of Grant County. I think it's actually a crypto mining facility out by Basic American Foods. And it's an allowed use in our zoning designations as a warehouse facility, which is usually in the light or heavy industrial designations. We just don't get a whole lot of requests for them because there's not that much available land in those designations. And then obviously everybody knows the power constraints that the PUD is under. There is one that's being bantered about down in Mattawa inside of their UGA. I think the PUD's been able to commit 2 megawatts of power to them currently. But I also think that we've seen the benefits that it has provided the city of Quincy.
Yes.
When you drive through that community and look at brand new schools and fire stations and city halls and
New water park now.
a brand new water park that's amazing and I guess only half the size it's going to be. So I know that they have a Qplex that they've got planned that's in and around $40 million.
Very, very impressive.
Yeah. So there are community benefits, but there are obviously concerns that come along with it. So anyway, I thought Tom might be speaking to it. So
Yeah, he addressed it this morning. Yeah. I think like anything, there's good and bad, positive and negative, and sometimes you don't realize the positive until if it were to all go away, you would find that tax burden would be shared throughout the community and not so much on a few heavy taxpayers.
yeah, I don't think people understand the full breadth of what the data centers provide to us and for us. You know, when we want to go to a restaurant and pull up Google Maps, that's a data center.
Yeah, well, Microsoft donated several $1,000s to different organizations this last spring at an event in Quincy.
Right.
And I think they do it twice a year. So there are benefits.
Yeah.
But most people don't know that.
Yeah.
They donate $1 million a year, I believe, in Grant County. Plus, I couldn't be on Zoom right now if we didn't have a data center. You wouldn't have an iPhone in your pocket if you didn't have a data center. So
You might have an iPhone, but you wouldn't be able to use it.
well, you couldn't do anything, couldn't store anything, couldn't have anything. There'd be no apps. So pretty much life revolves around data centers at this point.
wanna open up to
Yes, you have
online users?
5 attendees online. So if any of the online attendees would like to make public comment, please raise your hand via Zoom and I will give you the ability to unmute.
Hearing none. On to the approval of the agenda.
Mr. Chair, I move that we approve the agenda.
I'll second.
All right, there's been a motion and a second to approve the agenda. Any more discussion?
Only discussion I would have, Mr. Chair, is that I'm not gonna second on the full agenda just because I've only reviewed partial of it. I just wanted to be on in case there was public comment.
Okay.
Okay. More discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
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 Moving on to correspondence, emails received that need response, letters of support, etc. Anybody have anything? I think we pretty much went over all the ones that I had. I don't have anything. Most of mine have been revolving public works.
Yeah,
Rob, do you have anything?
I think we addressed them earlier.
No, I don't have anything that's super important to today.
All right, even if it's not super important, we'll take important.
No, I just have I've got meetings getting scheduled for next week when I get back. Right now I'm just on vacation, but wanted to be available for this meeting.
Well, enjoy your vacation. What are you doing calling in?
It's just one meeting.
Okay, we'll move on to the Commissioners Roundtable. You have anything we can discuss?
I don't think so. I think everything
pretty
we've
much
had.
covered everything.
Yeah.
At the meetings this morning. Rob, do you have anything that you need to discuss?
Nope.
Good. Okay.
I think just to kind of bring Rob into the loop, we did talk about the sheriff's office. We're looking to see the security of the evidence room, kind of what's needed.
Yep.
So they're going to get that back to us, and then New Hope is kind of fully staffed now. Employees back in, and I think that was pretty much the highlight of the last 2 days. Right.
Okay. Yeah, I knew about the evidence, I think from last week. I think I talked to Joey last week. So I knew that one, but that's cool that the staff's back at New Hope.
Yep, and then the auditor's office, they're working on payroll quarterlies, and kind of the Tyler update, working directly with a new individual, kind of working on the budget.
Is there a contracted person starting, or when do they
Yeah,
start?
they've already started, and they're working on getting submittals, so they're submitting it to Tara. Yeah, she's on
Nice.
board, so they're getting that. Yeah, it's going very well. We'll have Flimmer is fully implemented from the treasurer's office. The treasurer was going to ask to do the star and the cash receipts instead of sending them up to the auditor's office, if they could just post them online directly, because it is one of their reports instead of going through the auditor's office. Just take that off their plate.
Look at the efficiency already.
And then Renew, Matt and Dell. Matt is the CFO over at Renew. Just kind of talking about kind of financially updating. Things look good. So
Nice.
hopefully I didn't forget anything.
Yeah.
No, I've kept in touch while I've been gone.
Okay. Well, that was,
Salary survey is,
yeah, they're bringing the salary survey next week to us.
Yeah, I saw a little bit of that, I think 2 weeks ago, but it wasn't all broke down yet.
Okay. All right. So just wanted to do a little update for you so you
Thank you.
knew what was going
And
on.
I will be back in on Tuesday morning.
Okay, are you planning on are you attending the meeting on Thursday?
As of right now, yes.
Okay, the Association of County, or Thursday, sorry, Thursday.
Yeah, right now I'm driving to like Northern California. Tomorrow I fly home, and then I'll be there Thursday night. So I do plan to go, yeah.
Okay, I just Want to verify? Okay.
Yeah, I think Tom's planning on going to that as well.
Okay. Do we have the agenda for it yet?
Yes, I
yeah.
forwarded it to you. There's an update to it, I think yesterday or this morning.
Okay, I haven't read that. I've only replied to public records requests. Other than that, I haven't looked at anything.
Don't have anything else?
Mr. Chair, I move that we approve the consent agenda items 1 through 21.
Okay. Do I have a second?
You need a second.
I'll second that. Any more discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. I'll sign
Okay,
it.
I believe Rob wanted to make sure you did not want a second.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay.
You're right.
Yeah, I just wanna
Yeah, I don't know.
based on not reviewing the documents. fully.
I thought that's what you meant.
Rob, do you want me, are you abstaining?
I don't know if he said aye.
No, I don't
He
think
didn't
it is.
say aye, I just.
Robert,
I
you
didn't say
abstained?
I abstained.
Okay.
Yeah, I just want to abstain. I thought you could hear me, but you couldn't.
Well, I just knew you were not going to second.
I got you covered.
Thank you, Jim.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jim.
I hand them all of their stuff to sign.
Let it.
It's your AP badge. So we just,
One goes out, one goes in.
yes, they'll pass it in a circle. And then we'll double check that they've signed stuff. Since Rob is abstaining, we'll go through afterwards and we'll write abstained for his signature lines.
Okay.
And then,
Well, you know what, you can probably sign that in right now.
it's your minutes for last week.
I'll give you a job.
And then,
Want her to write abstain? Yeah, we can do that.
so his will be right there, just write abstained. Invoice to Grant County and Outreach. The letter of support
Thank you for the team here.
for the tourism
I don't know if
master
I'm ready to
plan.
sign.
I'll sign your life away. Something goes right
Yes.
like Chelsea did.
Yeah, just blame me.
So Rob Gillen abstained. The recommendation of appointment for Victor Lombardi to the Law and Justice Council. So this one, there's no signature on it.
Okay.
I don't know, he might, but you know, Jim's always seems to.
No, it doesn't have.
Recommendation of appointment for Dylan Kling, and he'll be the alternate for the Law and Justice Council. Recommendation of appointment for Jack McLaughlin, also for the Law and Justice Council.
Maybe involved in those meetings you're having.
Yes. So, Victor Lombardi will be the primary, the voting member. Dylan Kling can attend any meetings that he'd like, but he would not be voting on behalf of that seat unless Victor is not there. And we had received 2 recommendations for the municipal police department's position, but then one of the recommendations from the association retired, so we just have the one. And I believe they're working on getting us a second recommendation. I just haven't heard it yet. And I do believe that, I believe Eric Cook plans on attending those meetings as well, just as an observer.
Sorry, just a second, my finger.
You're good. Expenditure request from the city of George.
You know how that's going.
I do not. That's Carrie. The agreement with Delivery Tire.
Oh, I think they're just doing they're doing the study. The study's already done, so I wonder if they're doing additional study.
Out-of-state travel request for renewal.
It must be adding additional other study, because they were doing that.
Out-of-state travel.
First one.
It's the intergovernmental agreement. It's a request for the sheriff to sign. Sorry. You'll see the flag.
Now and then there's a flag.
Every now and then.
Those who will not sign up for the flag.
That's the sheriff's office request to purchase.
She's trained us with the flag.
Purchase order. And then purchase order to Lexipol.
I'm signing that last one, so I'll tell them.
Okay. No. See what this one should be on.
Candy.
That's it.
Candy. No, it's probably,
That one's also.
Oh, okay, perfect.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yes. That's it. Till 11:30.
and the recess. Okay, I gotta run another hearing.
Okay, we're gonna go into recess until 11:30. Thanks for coming in, Jerome. Good morning, it's Tuesday, July 28th, 2026, and we're here for an open record public hearing. The purpose of the public hearing is in regard to Grant County's desire to seek public comment on its intention to submit an application to the state of Washington for 2026 Community Development Block Grant, Public Services Grant funding, and to prepare for closeout the 2025 Public Services Grant. We have Carrie Stockton, Grant County's Grant Administrative Specialist, who will provide additional information.
Good morning. Today, we actually have Candy Taylor and Lupe Rodriguez of OIC of Washington. Lupe will be our Spanish interpreter today if needed. The purpose of the public hearing is to review community development and housing needs, inform citizens of the availability of funds and eligible uses of the State Community Development Block Grant, or CDBG, and receive comments on proposed activities and funded activities that are nearing closeout, particularly from lower income persons residing in the Grant and Adams County area. The CDBG grant is provided by Washington State Department of Commerce with federal funds to improve the economic, social, and physical environment of eligible rural cities and counties to enhance the quality of life for low and moderate income residents, thereby strengthening the entire community. Information regarding Grant County CDBG programs is available upon request throughout all phases of the project. Comments on the county's intention to apply for the 2026 CDBG Public Service Grant funding estimated is to be $135,000, will also be received in addition to performance reporting and its closeout of the 2025 Public Service Grant number 25-62210-005. Today we have the following handouts available both in English and Spanish. The Department of Commerce's Development Block Grant Program Public Hearing Handout, which outlines the purpose of the grant. A letter to the public hearing attendees, which indicates the Citizen Participation Coordinator and Grant County's open door policy. Also included is the Grant County's Public Participation Plan with grievance procedure forms, the federal citizen participation requirement for local government applicants to the state CDBG program. And that outlines requirements of the federal government to receive the CDBG funds. Any individuals interested in or requiring technical assistance to become knowledgeable with the CDBG program or who desire to contribute ideas to solving some of the community's needs will be provided assistance upon request to the county's CDBG Citizen Participation Coordinator, which is myself. Grant County does intend to apply for and is anticipated that CDBG funds of $135,000 will be made available in 2026. Do we have any questions concerning the intent to apply?
No.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to turn it over to Candy from OIC with her update.
All right, good morning. I'm presenting the outcomes of the CDBG programs administered by OIC of Washington for the 25-26 grant year. Through these programs, we made a meaningful impact in Grant and Adams counties by providing housing, stability, energy assistance, and critical home improvements to low-income households. The home improvement programs through our weatherization program, our state heating energy assistance program, and our home repair grant program, we served 19 households, investing $542,255 to improve energy efficiency, address critical health and safety needs, reduce utility costs, and ensure families have safe, healthy, and sustainable homes. Through our housing counseling program, we provided housing counseling services to 126 households, helping clients prevent homelessness, improve financial stability, and achieve long-term housing success. In addition, the Housing Diversion Fund distributed $32,610 in rental assistance, move-in assistance, and legal fees to households facing housing crisis. Our energy assistance program served 1,053 households in Grant and Adams counties, providing $579,150 in direct energy assistance to help families maintain essential utility services and remain safely housed. Our overall impact during this grant year, OIC of Washington served a total of 1,140 households through these CDBG funded programs and invested $1,154,016 in direct assistance and home improvement services. These investments helped families reduce energy costs, improved housing conditions, prevented homelessness, and strengthened the stability and well-being of our communities.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions?
It was a lot of help. Sorry, I was just trying to kind of write down all the help you guys done. Impressive.
Have anybody online that has any questions?
You have 3 attendees. So for those attending online, if you have any questions or comment, please raise your hand via Zoom and I will give you the ability to unmute.
public comment?
Mr. Chair, I move that we close the public comment portion of this hearing.
I'll second that. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Public comment period has been closed. Just need a motion to,
We need a motion to close out the grant and then open the new one. Is that correct?
Mhm.
Okay. Mr. Chair, I move that we close out the 2025 grant and open up the 2026 grant.
I'll second that. Any more discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
For hearing.
Conclude our hearing at this time, 11:37. Thank you. Good afternoon, it's 1 o'clock and we're here for our budget, finance, and finance committee meeting.
All right.
So there,
Welcome, Daryl.
thanks for coming in, Daryl.
Oh, yeah, no problem.
Good to see you.
Kind of our celebrity guest. Let me stand up just so everybody can hear. Daryl is here, our like celebrity guest.
Celebrity guest, yes, yes, he is.
Oh, I love that.
So now that's the only thing you're gonna
Celebrity
hear from
guest.
me.
I'm definitely can hear you.
So I guess we call this meeting to order at 1 p.m. on Monday, July 27th. Tuesday. Oh, today's Tuesday. Yeah, that's how this week is going.
That's one less day to get stuff done.
Shoot. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I guess we can approve the prior minutes.
Yes, so last meeting minutes for May 26th were approved. The current interest rates for the state pool was 3.63 daily and 3.68 monthly. The county pool's net rate was 3.6234%, and there was no other business. Yep, pretty cut and dry. Motion to.
Okay, now what happens?
So do we have a motion to approve the minutes in a second, or do we need that? Do we need that?
For the finance committee,
You do
yes.
need it, yeah.
Yeah, so we'll need a motion and a second to approve those minutes.
So motion to approve the June 30th minutes.
Second that.
Okay. Any more discussion? All in favor, say aye.
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 Apologize, sir, but I believe the treasurer is the chair of the finance committee.
Okay.
He's
Karen,
helping
did you
me
know that?
out. He's helping me out. All right, we will get this, I promise. Okay, so I guess so those minutes have been approved? Yes?
Yes, for June 30th.
Okay, perfect. So I guess we will move into, technically, I guess it would be old business. I want to we have new reports. I kind of want to walk through it with you. So the first being our portfolio, our investment portfolio. It's broken up into two sections. One is the state pool and one is the county pool. 6/30 month rate was 3.69180. The daily was 3.707577. Our balance at the end of June 30th was $66,701,482.36. The next section over would be current, which would have been today. Well, actually, those are yesterday's. So current rate's 3.71035%. Our current balance is 41 million. And if my estimates serve me correctly, at the end of the month, we'll have roughly 70 million in the state pool. Jump down the line, that's county pool. Our county pool rate for the end of June was 3.630%, with an ending balance technically of 522 million. So in this middle section, these are all of our securities. You're used to seeing that from Daryl's prior report. I sorted this by maturity date. So you can see we don't have anything maturing for July or August for that matter, but coming up in September, we do have a couple securities that are going to be maturing. So we'll have some money there to work with. I do want to point out that it's kind of new business, but the Port of Moses Lake has a bond closing August 24th. So that's incoming revenue. Jumping to the other side. Oh, great.
Carrie, I'm gonna interrupt your meeting. Do you know what
Jumping
that
to the
amount,
other-
that bond amount is?
Sorry, what was that?
It must be a significant bond amount.
It's 19.8, I believe, is the end. So 20 million, basically. Port of Moses Lake. On the back section here, you have a chart here, and this is a representation of June of 2025 and comparison to June of 2026. 26 is in blue, orange is 2025, and then down in this spreadsheet section, you'll see the 2026 is in blue over here. So you can kind of see like where we're trending at. I thought it was helpful. Over here on the left is the fund numbers that this revenue goes into. So current expense gets the sales and use tax. Then you can follow it right down. I found it interesting. Well, I'm used to seeing this, but maybe you're not. Fund 121, which is our, I believe that's the Law and Justice Fund. They're not quarterly. So you can see the trends across the year when you're going to see a little jump in revenue. Property taxes, you can see that trend. Obviously, April and October are big. In June, we did get some admissions tax payment from Live Nation. And we also just received another one on Friday. Well, it was $421,000. So you'll be seeing that on the report for next month. And we also received last month our PILT. So, do we have any questions on that part of it? Nothing? Okay. New business that I'd like to bring up, Gilbert from Port of Mattawa. He received, and I remember I was at this meeting, it was back in 2024. He came to the board and he asked, they were wanting to get funding for a few different projects. And there was 3 separate grants. And 2 of them actually are out for bid right now. But the deal with these grants is that they're reimbursement grants. So they have to put up the funds, pay their vendors, and then DOC will reimburse them. Well, there's a lag there, and they don't have $2 million to fund these things. So back in 2024, they received an okay from the Board of Commissioners to extend their debt limit. He wants to revisit that. So he could not be here today. I asked him to come, but he couldn't be here today. He had a doctor's appointment. So I don't know if you guys are interested in looking at any of this, if you would like me to get more information. He's asking that the county front those funds for a little bit while there's that lag.
Is there a date on there? Is there an open and close date, or can we use that same one, or do we need a different one?
It's kind of vague.
Okay.
And so it was just approved, but there was no, it said the county treasurer will work out the details. So.
Okay, we may want to do a new one, because I think this is for a different project. I mean, it's,
yeah,
we have new players.
It'd be nice to know what it's being used for, what their plans are.
Yeah, well, I actually, I talked to him a little bit about the state local program, getting funding there. One of their projects is they're partnering with the school district on one of them. So they have attempted to reach out and with different avenues, but, you know, I think we need to have a conversation about it. Because they have their event center that one of these projects, it's like a renovation, is, currently they own the building and it's based on leases. And so if the building is falling apart, they can't really lease it, but they don't want to lose the building. And they have $100,000 payment coming up October, which property taxes, they said it's gonna be really tight. So there's that too. Yeah. So I said I'd bring it up. So you want a new, like, approval letter?
Well, I don't know. I'm gonna refer to our celebrity in the room. I'm probably not supposed to be
Sure.
part of this. Daryl, would the existing one that we have work, or do we need do you suggest we get a new one?
What you approved was them to go into a registered balance type of process. We did not do an interlocal agreement loan type process. What we do is we keep track of their daily balance and then charged interest on that at the rate of, I can't remember the rate, it was prime plus
Yes.
2 or 3%.
Plus 3%?
2 or 3.
Oh,
I can't remember, it was not prime, it was prime plus.
Okay.
Yeah, because we prefer them to look at other options.
Sure.
We don't want to be the best financing opportunity
Daryl
and
did
then
not want to
never,
make it attractive.
and then never look at every place, just use us. Yeah, we're supposed to be the place of last resort and not the first place to just finance all these projects.
Yeah.
So we may want to find, that was probably in the minutes long ago, telling us what we offered. I think whatever we offered before is still a good rate to charge, but $2 million? Wow. Or is there talking about $2 million or $100,000?
2 million.
2 million, plus the 100,000.
Well, technically, the 100,000 would be immediate. The other ones, there's, how the
Yeah,
DOC
it's sort of like a
works.
draw.
Correct.
This is what we have banks for.
Is it just a short term in between? Is it a
Yeah, I mean,
like
that's how he explained it.
transition?
I think
Yeah.
we need to know more about it.
Yeah,
Okay, because that's what it was a few years ago. They were gonna buy some property. And I think between when they were buying it and getting the money, there was just a little gap. So they needed a gap loan. It was just very short term.
yes.
But yes, we could set up a meeting. Sorry, I'm pretty sure
No, I
this is
agree.
Kevin's meeting, but I just want to make sure, I don't want to ignore it and not
Yeah.
address the issue. Caitlin, can you set up a meeting with the Port of Mattawa so we can get this taken care of?
Excellent.
Thank you, Daryl, for your, I'll try to be quiet here.
No, that's great. That is all I have. If anybody else has anything.
I attempted to send everybody a year-to-date budget report out of Tyler. It should be in your emails. This one was like really super big, so I didn't print it out for everybody. But it should be in your emails. I'm not 100% on all the numbers, because Shannon and I are still working on stuff with it, but I thought it would at least give you guys a idea of kind of what the report would look like. So I don't know.
Is that technically for the next meeting?
No.
Oh, it's not? Okay.
No, I said, oh, I didn't say no.
Oh.
I don't know if you want to look at it. That's the more detailed one. The one that I sent out is just,
Okay, Amanda,
Yeah.
there are two, but it looks like it's the same report.
yeah, one's Excel format and the other one's a PDF. So
Okay.
I wasn't sure which one you guys would prefer to get.
Could you send that to me as well, please?
Yes, I sure can.
Looks like you were on
Yes.
this thread.
I was gonna say,
It's
I
12:54. It's probably why you were walking over here, John.
can resend them if
Okay.
That's
Maybe
what
my
I,
phone's not updating anymore,
I
so.
did
Oh,
it
I'm sorry, it
really,
is, yeah, it didn't show up, it wasn't fully downloaded.
okay, I was gonna say, I did it right before I came down,
Just
so.
tell me you're walking too fast. Your phone, you're walking faster than the,
So did you guys all get it?
yes, we did, thank you.
Yes, yes. Okay,
Oh, just.
that's okay. I'll
No
double
worries.
check with you, or you, yeah. I'll resend
You
it just
know,
in case.
Decorah, I don't think you're on the list. I will forward it to you right now.
Oh, thank you. But I wasn't sure if that looked good to you guys, if that works, or if there's other reports that we need to bring down for you guys during finance meetings.
Well, to kind of piggyback on that, I didn't know what you guys wanted or needed or what everybody wanted to see. The second part of this is the treasurer's office ending balance. I have notated a couple things that maybe need note. I did talk with Caitlin a little bit about the tourist advertising being in the negative. Yeah, there's just a couple little things. The insurance on the back, Fund 503, this is like beating a dead horse. We know that it's in the negative. I was given a transfer by accounting at the end of June. But it didn't quite make sense to me, and so I reached out to Blair to clarify that before I just did it. So that one's in the works, but I mean, everything else, I don't know if this can be backed up by accounting as well, but I didn't know what they were gonna have available, so.
I don't know yet.
Yeah, and I know.
Yeah, and
But I guess you're gonna have.
I'm gonna, this.
Corey just sent that to you. I wasn't sure if you got that. Okay, sorry.
I mean, this is. Well.
Well, what is the process for public comment? Are we allowed to or to ask questions during this type of meeting? Before
That's over my head, Daryl.
I just
Well,
want to make sure I
typically,
follow
we don't have
protocol.
Members of the public. Daryl, what would you like to add?
I just wanted a description of what the email does. Okay, so this would be an expense budget thing that you sent in the email that shows the original 26 budget, what's been expended so far. Does it show, does it have a comparison to last year, or is it just for this year?
No, this one, yes, it's just for this year. Once we get the budget uploaded into it, it will show your budget.
That would make sense.
I'll just come show you. So you have your account numbers, your original budget, the revised budget, year to date, month to date, and then what's been expended, and what's.
Okay, so what you sent out doesn't have that original in it, or
No, it does. It's just, it doesn't.
But this is an
have-
example.
Yeah,
Okay.
it doesn't have all the breakdown. It's just the.
It's a lack from when we.
All right,
We get
so
the offsetting.
then how is the revenue side going? Yeah, that's the expense side, that's great.
Yeah.
And just the expense side, knowing how much was budgeted.
We're working on that, Daryl. We've been working with Tyler to try to get the budget fully updated in there. We have to confirm numbers and stuff like that with them and everything. But yeah, that's in the
Are you
works.
talking about the upload of the Clemmer report?
No, I'm talking about the revenue budgets for all the different revenues coming in. That, and what was the budget amounts?
Do you want this, the county cash balance at a glance?
Because I know that the revenue for MAC, I was curious because it wasn't the number I provided to be the budget. number for sales tax. It was a number that was quite some amount larger than what I provided. So I knew that revenue. Yeah, because this is just a cash, but not the budget, not a budget amount and showing collections so far. Because I'm looking at the original budget, what was approved, that is the budget side of each of the funds
They don't have
to
that
balance
yet.
to the expense side.
That's the part we're working on getting uploaded. Once it's uploaded, you will be able to see it on that report though.
But before we do that, we were making sure that every account with that balance matches.
And when you have the data that you're comfortable with, what's the intentions of putting it on the website?
Well, I was.
I would assume we do
Talking about
it.
the intranet or the extra, or
Well,
the
I
public
got
face?
public facing.
I don't know, whatever's required.
Just something to think about as when we get requests further down.
On there, isn't it?
It is.
The approved is already. We'll probably have a meeting to make sure.
I was just,
those
I'm just
numbers
wondering if
are-
it's gonna be easy for the public to go look and see how the county was doing each month on these different categories, or different funds.
Yes, once we get it all situated, I would assume, yes, we would have it uploaded on a monthly basis, probably.
Right.
Your answer should be more to come on that.
Yes. Still working on it.
Tom, did you have a question?
No.
Oh, I thought you were
I was just
raising
giving her the perfect.
Oh, okay.
It's coming along.
So the 503 account you guys are working on now and still trying to figure that one out. Is that my understanding?
Amongst others, yes.
Are in your review, maybe now is not the right form, but in your review of Tyler and what's in there, are you finding that the information is accurate? There's matching. Is that for another discussion later?
It's
Some of the stuff that is off is just that it's in a different line item, so when I'm looking at under a specific one of four, say for instance, whenever I'm 14, I see something that's not matching GL, but then I have in Tyler, the report that we got, but then I'm finding it somewhere else because it's.
Because the line item's not in.
Well, like, one is charged by the sheriffs, but it's for Max, so that because of the printout, it goes in order, so 114. And by that number. So it's just making sure that that number's there, and I get it that sheriffs pay for that, for whatever services that was. But it's still 125. So when it was printed out, it printed out in order. Just making sure that the amounts are matching with the accounts. We have some questions, we have some reviews.
Yeah.
And we have to do the capital outlay, make sure those are all correct. Balance out.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, so just to make a little comment about the insurance, I'm just looking at the email. I think our office typically paid for the insurance. Anyway, with new players in the game here, the insurance did not get paid until, I want to say February. We were pretty late paying the insurance because.
To clarify though, it's not our office that pays that insurance bill. We would get it and it would get sent to accounting and accounting would pay it. And then
And all the departments pay their portion, right?
accounting billed or transferred on their own. We never handled it beyond getting it to
But
accounting.
I'm just like, Jerry was kind of a part of it, but Blair is a new part of it.
Right.
I mean, we just had some new players. I'm not,
Yes.
and I don't want to, I'm not blaming anybody, but whatever happened, it didn't get paid when it was supposed to. And so I don't even know what account. I just remember that it was
It's
not paid.
98% of it is dealt with. The 2% has to do with public health.
Okay,
So, I mean, there's research that's being done.
okay,
So, and I didn't want to do a portion.
okay.
I want
No,
to do the
that's
whole
fine,
thing,
but I
you know what I
just
mean?
remember, we just have new players.
Yeah.
here. And again, more new players.
Yeah.
So the things we've always done, and this is how it's always happened, just.
Yeah. Agreed. So,
So this year, usually we pay the insurance though in January without an interest fee. We get the bill in December and they let us pay it.
Yes,
In
we received
January.
it in November and forwarded it to account.
Unless we have a plethora of funds and we need that deduction in. I don't think we'll have that problem.
can I ask about, I don't know if this is appropriate or not, but can I ask about cash transfers? And I don't know. I know that, like you were saying, Cindy, about new players in the game, it's, I think there's like a disconnect between departments. They do what they've always done and they send up their stuff, and then 3 months down the road, it's like, hey, my balance reflects something different. So what's the plan there? Do you have a plan?
What's your new process?
Well,
With working.
I think that would probably be best to get together and have a chain of command of how that works.
Okay.
And not only the chain of command, but the backup command too. So
Yeah.
if someone's not there, that it's being hit somewhere. But we definitely need to come up with some kind of
That
definite
is,
procedure.
I think one of the things we have down to go over with Tyler in our
Okay.
meeting tomorrow. To have him kind of help us show all of the finance department how to do stuff like that. So we might have a better idea after we have that. Because I know like Renew and Public Works are still doing stuff in GP, and I'm not even sure how to tell them to transfer over and do it in Tyler, because I mean, really, that's what we should be doing, because payroll should be the only thing in GP right now. So hopefully after talking to our guy with Tyler, I'll have a better idea of what we need to do, make sure that I'm able to explain it to other people. So that we can definitely get going on that kind of stuff.
Okay.
So, if you want, I can maybe shoot you an email after we're done with our meeting tomorrow, and I can let you know what
I haven't wanted to,
I know.
push because, you guys are up to your eyeballs, but I have, without stepping on toes, I have a couple of departments, can you please push this through? And I have, because essentially it will all flow up with month end. But I also, when you get there, hey, have you done this? Have you not done this? Have you,
Actually, Carrie, well, probably, maybe I should make a meeting with you, and you and I could go over and kind of see where those are, because I have been trying to get caught up on that
Yeah, I
stuff.
know.
And I mean, we ran into that before already, where I double did something that had already
Yeah.
been done. So, maybe you and I just need to plan a time. But we can talk about that later.
Sure.
So I'll put that down.
Get a list of just questions. So with our meeting tomorrow, if there's something that we need to touch bases, we're not aware of.
Okay.
That would be
great.
Yeah, that would be helpful too, because then we'll know kind of what you guys are needing too, so that we know we can make sure we know how to do it so that it goes smoother.
I'm just a little scared on my part because it's like, okay, they have it all figured out and here's 2,000 transfers that I have to now do. So you know what I mean?
Yes.
I want to help you out as much as possible, but I don't want to step on toes either.
No, I think.
But it has to be done.
Yeah,
Yes,
absolutely.
we do. So I think if we touch base, I'll maybe give you a call after we're done here, and we can maybe set up a time, and maybe with Shannon too.
Excellent.
And then we can sit down and kind of go over what we need to do.
And you'll know more by the end of the week too.
Probably after tomorrow, we'll kind of know what we're looking at. So that'll probably be a good idea.
Awesome.
Okay.
Daryl, you have a comment?
Yeah, some of these transfers, I'm not sure that were supposed to be done in 25. I don't think they've been done yet. They're not big numbers, but how do those impact the budget for those transfers coming out of departments that were part of the budget last year and are now just happening this year?
Really good question.
It's a really good question, Daryl. We'll have to get back to you on that one. Because there probably is some type of an impact, because yes.
Well, if we start off, we need a list of what those actually were.
I wouldn't know.
Ken, we'll have to look into it. Yeah. Do they have a
Talk
list
to
of?
Steve and see if there's a specific report that we can run for 2025 and see which ones we're actually. I mean,
We had a lot of negative numbers last year that are not resolved.
There were some that were done this minute, but I don't know if that was the entirety of it.
Thanks, Carrie, for the positive.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Some positivity.
I code this.
And you are still going through GP? Yes. You know why they haven't? I do not know. Transfer over? To be honest, I asked Mandy that question a few times and did not get a straight answer.
But maybe you just told them.
So, it might just be because they don't know what they need to do in Tyler. Somebody, or because I don't necessarily know that
Try to
they.
set the table, Tom.
Anybody has sat down and told them, okay, this is gonna be the new process. So.
Hi. So, with Renew, Mandy was working with them to set up, new accounts.
Yep.
So I'm wondering if that's why they're still in GP.
I think so too.
That's Project at County.
Right, but they were worried about bringing stuff over and.
That might be why. I honestly have no idea. I was not.
Bob?
I'd like to make a suggestion. Maybe it's a bad suggestion, I don't know, but we spent $45,000 to pay facility who identified some next best steps.
Okay.
Would it be worth just having a conversation with them and you guys saying, so what is the best path forward to like address some of this stuff? I mean, would that be helpful?
Yeah. Do we have their report that we could?
And distributed it. Yes, yeah, yeah.
I can show you where to find it.
Oh, okay.
And I'm only saying that from the standpoint of, they did the internal control review. And
Right.
they identified areas that could be improved. It might just be worth saying, so how do we achieve that? How do we achieve that?
Yeah, and some of them were I thought kind of vague. Just we need to do this.
Our meetings on time, correct?
Yeah,
That's right.
let me Google it.
So, but do we need to rope in someone from
The
Renew?
report.
Oh, I'll just bring it up.
On the 30th?
That might be a
And
good idea.
address that with
I think,
Steve?
I think they are on our,
I think you
I
got
think
that.
they are requested to be there, but we can double check.
I need to double check.
But yeah, I think it was just a disconnect, on that. I don't know that they were told that they had to, or that we were switching or anything like that. I think it's probably a disconnect.
Well, what made me think about that was when you were talking about sheets of command, having protocols set up, and maybe some requirements. I think that's what they want to say, set up specific.
Yep.
So, she owns this, you own this, she owns this, make sure that those things.
Well, and obviously the more suggestions that we get, we can have
Yeah.
better options to work with and ideas from different people on the always beneficial. So, I think is there anybody in particular that for contact?
I can send you contact info. You should probably read the report and then see, and really, it's just kind of a look at it and see if that would be helpful.
Okay.
So, and then it's up to you.
Maybe when we just have a discussion, we'll bring that report with us and read it and see. Yeah, awesome. Great idea.
So.
are you, Daryl?
So, Amanda, I'm just reading this report, just, I like really specific instead of management should establish, management should. Anyway, is there any way that Tyler can work directly with Public Works to help them with their implementation portion of it, since Mandy is not here?
I think they are. They've been working on getting their systems and getting report like uploads and
Okay.
stuff with them,
So they
so
do
that
have
they
a
can
pretty good
upload them.
connection.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think the disconnect for our part is they're still doing like what's it called, like batches. So they're or when they're doing their journal entries or whatever, they're still doing them in GP. So I still go in and like upload it into GP or approve it through GP, which if it's if it's just for payroll redistributions, that's fine. It's if it's for accounts receivable or anything like that, it should technically be in Tyler because we don't have any AP or anything in Tyler anymore. So it's actually not reflecting in Tyler the way it should.
Okay.
At that point. So, but like I said, I think it's just a disconnect because I don't think anybody's sat down and decided what was going to be done for that
And I think
situation.
they're missing, they don't like the vague account numbers or the
Right.
minimal.
Well, and that, again, that was something that we were gonna be talking to Tyler about so that we all have a better understanding of what needs to be done, what we can do. And then that way we can help the other departments if they have questions or anything like that and make sure things are a little bit smoother. But I think that's what that disconnect was right there.
Or it was a bars, yeah. I don't
Yeah,
understand.
it had something to do with that, but
They wanted more detail and more.
we'll start working on it tomorrow and we'll get it figured out. So
Every day, we're just getting closer to the finish line.
We're
So we
opening
appreciate
up.
all the work.
I didn't know there was a finish line. It's
There's
just
never a finish line.
They're all,
Continuous.
we're trying to get the 2026
days,
budget.
add more data every
We're
day.
Trying to be positive.
Yeah.
Yes, Daryl.
positive.
I think they're
The
now.
2025.
Can learn.
Well, I guess there's not a finish line, but it would be nice to have the 2026 up to date.
Yeah.
There are some things that I'm gonna call it a finish line. I'm gonna call it a big victory. When we get there.
So do we have an update on the 24 annual report? How it's going?
You mean 25?
25?
24 is done. 25.
I thought that we were having problems with the report for 2024 annual report that you're working on and not 25. We hadn't turned it, the information turned in at the end of June was for 24.
The annual report for 24 is done. It's already.
Yeah, that
Oh,
was
you turned it in.
that was
Yeah,
the audit part. Yeah,
The
I think is what he
audit.
We
said.
had the closeout on 24.
Working on.
So now we're working on the
25.
Well, in
25.
my mind, I thought that's what it was. But maybe
Yes, because it's already been, the 2024 annual
We just
report's
had
already
a
been
closeout.
published on the state's
Yeah,
webpage,
okay.
and I've already done the
So the 2025
clearinghouse for 2024 grant.
budget was uploaded, but not all the information was uploaded. So currently, Amanda is working with Tara.
For the annual report, yes.
To get, Tara is somebody we
When does
contracted
that
with.
due?
Huh?
So Daryl, just so you know, we have some rock stars in the room. Just are working overtime, trying to get this stuff completed.
Good job, guys.
I have to contract you.
How are you sleeping at night, Daryl?
Probably better than the rest of us.
I go from the bed to the recliner and back to the bed again. It's just Just how many times I do that every night is always different.
What's your next role? What's the next play?
I get to play the token old guy in a post-Russia or era for Anastasia. So I did get.
That's totally you.
What?
Tom, his new role is gonna be the fill-in, the
Yes.
on-call,
No,
treasurer's office.
Answering phone calls.
No, we
The
had 50,
on-call.
it sounds like we had 50 people audition, of only 30 people got parts. So my advantage is I'm one of the few older people that actually audition, so I get to be the background old person on ensemble and possibly have some lines and singing solos too.
Thank you, Daryl. It was great having you here. Is there anything else that we, as commissioners, can help you with?
When I sent out was for 06.
Sorry, I was just checking something.
Oh, no, you are okay. No, I'm just, if there's anything we can do besides allow you to go out and grab the help that you need, temporary help, whatever help you need.
Well, you volunteered for free, right?
I
bet he
I don't know, with these volunteer hours that you have to ask for,
Oh, if they're
I
volunteer.
don't know if it's less work or to get a.
If there's no cost, then it's whatever.
Your public service is appreciated.
So you can, I'm sure you'll sleep better at night, do a little donation.
I've,
of
al-
time.
I've already been doing a lot of consulting, talking to other county treasurers about issues.
Right, consulting.
Keep it local, Daryl, keep it local.
It's consulting for
Just
free.
don't forget to turn your hours in to me, okay?
Yeah.
Oh,
He's the one you wanna talk to.
For Illinois.
That's
No,
the
there's
thing,
a public
that's the thing
record.
is if I'm consulting, but I'm not doing it through an office, then is it a county requirement? As a non-employee?
I'm sure the state's got rules
Yes.
somewhere.
We still need a 9-9.
We'll get back to you on that, Daryl.
Well, now that he's retired, wouldn't it be a W-9?
I didn't think I had to do that. You mean each county that I call and talk to treasurers that they have to then have a
They're probably
volunteer
calling
for
that
each
harassment,
county?
Daryl, not help. Daryl's harassing me again. Crane County. I think that's all I had. I mean,
Is that all we have today?
For now. Sorry, for now, yes.
well, thank you for the words. And again, let us be of help. Again.
How about an easy question? Has nothing to do with it. When's the jail opening?
We can't talk about it. We can't talk about it, Daryl.
That's a secret. It's only for county employees.
I know. That's the way it is for me. He wants to find out things. That's why I gotta listen in on some of your meetings to just try to
Terrible
find.
now that you're in the know.
I
No, that's what email's
Please
for.
subscribe to our
She's-
Facebook.
Yeah.
YouTube
channel.
And I'm assuming they're all negative, so then you run
So we can.
because the budget's not in there. Yeah.
Okay, it's 1:42.
But
We're
it
gonna
does
take a break
show
until
the current, like your
Monday next week.
expenses should match what you.
Yeah, the